Hey friends, welcome back to the Bald Booktuber. My name is Scott. Today we're going to do a check-in on my month thus far in July. Today is July 18th as this drops, so we're a little bit further than halfway into the month. I'm going to try and do one of these around the 15th to 18th each month, just to give an idea of kind of where I'm at reading-wise, things I am watching that are book adjacent, and other happenings as they are applicable. So in terms of what I've read so far, I've read 3 books so far. One of them was The Law. This is a novella in the Dresden Files world by Jim Butcher. Jim Butcher actually does the narration for the audiobook, which was very interesting. He had done some narration on one of the stories, I believe, in Briefcases previously. I think he played Marcone's voice, if I recall correctly. I'm probably forgetting things. But he did all the voices, all the narration on this. It's a short novella. It takes place just after the events of Battleground, so please do not start here. When it comes to, if you're interested in dipping your toe in the Dresden Files world, this is not the book to start with, because it spoils events and things and happenings that are very critical prior to it. So don't do that. Publication order always. Everything I've read so far or are reading, I'm enjoying. I'm not going to give any ratings because I'll wait until my month end wrap up to do that. But just know everything I have read and am currently reading, I am enjoying quite a little bit. So it's been a good month. I also read Fire and Blood. This was a reread for me. This is George R. R. Martin's history of Westeros and the surrounding world of A Song of Ice and Fire. I read this when it released in 2018, loved it then, maybe love it even more now. I am so excited for the adaptation, The House of the Dragon, that is coming out next month in August. I will be taking part in some after-show reactions and discussion with Mike over on Mike's Book Reviews and Madison over on Madison Goodyear over on Mike's channel, and I needed to kind of beef up and remember some names and some events and some places, and I had a great time with this. It's narrated by Simon Vance, and if you know anything about Simon Vance, you know he is number 4 on my top 10 favorite narrators of all time. He did an amazing job with this. Really made it come to life. Yeah, he's incredible. And then the third book that I've finished this month is Mr. Slaughter. This is book 3 in the fantastic Matthew Corbett mystery series by none other than Mr. Robert McCammon, of course narrated by Eduardo Bellerini. There aren't enough good things to say about this series. I have done a dedicated review of book 1, Speaks the Nightbird. I've talked about this in various tag videos about my favorite reads of the year, so I won't belabor the point, but I will just say I really enjoyed this. Didn't quite reach the heights of the first 2 books for me, but it was extremely good throughout. I had a great time. In terms of the books I'm kind of in the middle of, in progress, I have 2 currently going. I'm doing Gray Man, the Gray Man book 1 by Mark Greaney. I am kind of prepping in preparation for the upcoming Netflix movie, The Gray Man, with Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans. Having a great time with this book. It reads so fast. It's a story of an assassin and sort of an ex-CIA wetman, as the case may be, and it almost evolves kind of like a John Wick type of situation, where everybody's sort of after him from various factions and stuff to take him down, and just seeing his, I guess, survival and unwillingness to quit and these kinds of things. Mark Greaney is an excellent action writer. This was a highly recommended series from my friend Brent, and I can definitely see why. I have most of this series on ebook. I'll be slowly collecting it over audio as well, and I have to believe by the end of next year I'll probably be caught up on this series. I think there's 8 entries so far. It reads so fast. So I'll have it done between the time I started it and today is like 3 days. So for me, that's pretty fast. So yeah, super stoked. And then the other thing I have been kind of slowly picking at and listening to is The World of Ice and Fire. And this details some of the same events of Fire and Blood. It was released earlier, I think, and doesn't go into as much detail, but it also chronicles bigger portions of time. So it goes all the way back to the history of the first men. It goes back to a little bit the children of the forest and the giants and some of these kinds of things. Talks about the history of the North and the Iron Isles and different things. I'm really enjoying it. Again, this one I've read before, so just beefing up and getting myself ready. But yeah, I'm having a good time. That one is narrated by Roy Dotrice, who did the main Song of Ice and Fire series. People don't love Roy. I'm cool with Roy. He is not what I would call a great narrator, but he's pretty good for this, where he just needs one consistent voice throughout. He doesn't need to vary it or do female voices or anything, so that helps. All right, and then the books, primary ones still to go that I know I'm going to get to in July. I'm going to start The Dark Tower tomorrow because as of, well, I'm filming this on the 18th. It'll probably drop later in the week, but I start on the 19th. We've started on the 19th for each of the books in the Tower series. It will be fun reading the conclusion to the series. It's book 7, obviously, and I'm super stoked to see where the series goes and where our characters end up. So I'm excited for that. After I wrap up Dark Tower, I will probably start Jade City, book 1 of the Greenbone Saga by Miss Fonda Lee. I've been wanting to get to this series for a while, and I'm probably the last booktuber who hasn't read it yet, so that should be fun. And then on audio, I'm probably going to do a re-listen to A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. This is the first 3 Dunk and Egg novellas in, again, A Song of Ice and Fire world by George Martin. So I haven't revisited this for a while, so I'm excited to get back to it and to kind of, especially that first novella, I remember really, really enjoying, where we kind of see who Egg is, and we're at kind of tourneys and stuff where we see, you know, kind of in person the Blackfire Rebellion and these kinds of things, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm excited for that. In terms of TV and movie stuff, I'm going to keep these book adjacent for the most part. I did, like I said, watch The Terminal List. I'm almost certain it was on Amazon Prime, but I could be wrong. I binged through it. It was 8 episodes. It was fantastic. I really love that book series. I really, really love that author, Jack Carr. And they have translated to screen very, very well. No complaints from me on any of the changes made. No complaints from me on any of the casting, anything like that. And a couple of the people cast were fantastic. I was a little bit nervous about our main lead and Chris Pratt, but he turned out to be a fantastic James Reese. So really good. Would highly recommend it as long as you were into action as a genre and you're okay with violence being portrayed on the screen. So just, I guess, trigger warning for that. And then the wife and I the other day went and saw Where the Crawdads Sing, which we really enjoyed. This is based on the book of the same name. I think her name is Delia Owens, something like that. I haven't read the book yet. I've heard pretty good things. It is exceedingly popular. It's sold like 15 million copies or something, primarily on the back of Reese Witherspoon telling everybody to read it, so they did. Everybody but me, it would seem. But this is kind of a murder mystery tale set in North Carolina, in the swamps of North Carolina. I can't remember the actress's name now. It's Daisy something. I should look. I'll look later. But she was fantastic in the lead role, and I'm gonna have to check her out in other stuff because she was really, really good. The supporting cast was good. We really liked the movie a lot, and like I said, I'm planning to read the book at some point. It's not a huge priority, but I'd like to read it and see what, if any, of the differences were. So that is my month so far. It's been really good, reading wise and otherwise. I hope you're all having a great month as well. Let me know what you've been reading, what you plan to read. And if I don't see y'all before then, we'll be checking back in at the end of the month for my wrap up. So I hope you all have a great one. And again, publication order always, my friends.